Welcome back to this week's Ground Zero. Now, some people have always held on to the notion that Singaporeans keep to themselves generally and not help out if they see others in any form of trouble. These three stories should go some way in dispelling that notion.
First up, we take a look at a group of off-duty civil defence personnel who was lauded by a stomper after he saw them stopping along the PIE expressway to help three casualties who were involved in an accident.
The stomper was travelling with his wife behind the lorry when he noticed the hazard lights of the lorry come on in front of him. He then realised that there was an accident involving two motorcycles ahead which left three casualties on the road. A group of about 4 to 5 service personnel got off the lorry to help the three.
The stomper wrote, "As a former SCDF personnel, I feel proud that these service personnel came forward to help despite them not being involved in this accident. Even though they were not on duty, or at least they were to my belief, they still came down to help. This is a sight that is very pleasing to see. Well done, SCDF."
Stompers also jumped in to praise these servicemen, with sensible Stomper saying, "Well done, this should be the Singaporean spirit," while Faith in Humanity wrote, "Well done, this shows that Singaporean men aren't as heartless and as bad as we thought. These guys seriously deserve an award. Good job for bringing the SCDF name to greater heights. As they say, kindness begets kindness. May God bless you and good luck be shown upon you."
Our second story comes from Stomper Sincere, who saw a secondary school student offer a hand to help an old woman down a flight of steps. The Stomper feels that such an act is a very good example to show youngsters nowadays about helping others sincerely.
Wow, I think I know where the Stomper's coming from. I once came across a similar sight and felt exactly the same as the Stomper.
Well, the good deeds don't end here. Get the tissue boxes ready and put it on standby, because that's what Stomper Robin Marie almost had to do after coming across a heartwarming gesture from a taxi driver.
Aww, the Stomper was in her mother's car when a taxi stopped suddenly in front of them. On their left came a frail old man who was struggling to keep his balance, even with a walking frame, on the left and inching towards the cab.
The Stomper was set to step out of the car to help the old man get to the cab, but she was beaten to the task by the taxi driver himself. Now, Robin Marie wrote, "Why was this old man dangerously hailing a cab in the middle of a busy road? Well, perhaps there's a good reason, but still, my heart broke. I'm so glad to see this cabbie lending a helping hand to this elderly man. Cheers to him."
Like the previous two stories, most Stompers were quick to applaud the actions of the cabbie. "What am I doing here?" wrote. "This driver is taking a big risk for the old man to stop in the middle of the road, but for the sake of the old man, the driver had made a highly respectable choice. Salute!" Stomper Pancake22 was more realistic in his comments when he wrote, "Thumbs up to the taxi driver. Sad to say, a lot of drivers these days would rather not pick up elderly passengers or those in wheelchairs."
Wow, I am lost for words. These actions really leaves you wondering how Singaporeans earn the impression of being people who didn't care. These three stories prove that theory otherwise, if you ask me.
I hear you, Kara. All I can say is that sometimes the world just evens itself out. You have some bad apples out there, but you may just end up with good apples like these someday too. Coming up, we attempt to examine why youth like to be affiliated with gangs online. Don't close the browser.